It is 3 in the afternoon. Your eyes are heavy, and the day is only half done. And no, it is not the lunch you just ate. To understand the crash, you have to leave the desk and follow the sun. You are a creature tuned, cell by cell, to the turning of one great light. Light was not only how you saw the world. It was how your body kept time. Every cell in you carried a small sense of the hour, set and reset by the sun each day. You did not decide when to be sharp or slow. For most of your history, the light decided. For 100,000 years, the sun set the shape of your whole day. Dawn woke you. Dusk closed you. And the middle of the day had its own quiet law. Every animal under that sun learned the same lesson. When the light climbs to the top of the sky, the world goes quiet. The hunter sleeps. The grazer stills. The birds fall silent in the heat. And your ancestors, wise animals, did exactly what the lion did. They stopped. In the hottest hour, stopping was not weakness. It was survival. Think of what the middle of the day actually was. The sun at noon is a furnace, and a working body is a fire of its own. To move in that heat was to burn fuel and water you could not easily replace. A body that labored through noon overheated, and an overheated body could die. This is why the great cats hunt at dawn and dusk and lie like the dead at noon. Sweat was the body's only defense, and every drop of it spent water you might not find again. In the open at noon, there was no hunting and no gathering. There was only enduring. The shade of a single tree could be the difference between a good day and a deadly one. Even the plants close against it, folding their leaves against the glare. Noon was the one enemy that could not be fought. It could only be outlasted. The whole living world agreed on one thing. The top of the day is for waiting it out. So your ancestors gathered in the shade and let the furnace hour pass. They talked low, mended tools, dozed a little, and waited for the light to soften. The afternoon dip was not a flaw in the plan. The afternoon dip was the plan. This midday rest is not a modern invention. It is written across the whole warm world. Wherever the sun is fierce, people have always stopped in its worst hour. The name for it changes from place to place, but the body's reason never changes at all. And your body still keeps that appointment every single day, whether you keep it or not. Because the sun did more than light your days. It built a clock inside you. A clock older than any on the wall, tuned across deep time to the turning light. It does not run in a straight line. It runs in waves, up and down across the day. It lifts you in the late morning to your sharpest and strongest hour. And then, in the early afternoon, it lets you fall. On purpose. This dip has a name. Scientists who study sleep call it the post-lunch trough. And here is the proof it is not the food. It comes whether you eat lunch or not. Tide of alertness simply goes out for an hour, the way it always has. It is not laziness that pulls your head down at your desk. It is chemistry, old and exact. Your ancestors felt this same pull, and they simply laid down in the shade and yielded. You feel the very same pull. But you are not in the shade. You are in a meeting. The tide goes out on schedule. Only now there is nowhere to rest while it does. In a sealed room with no windows and no clocks, the rhythm still rises and falls on time. Cut off from the sun entirely, the body keeps drawing the very same daily wave. The dip is not a habit you picked up. It is a rhythm you inherited. The clock is not broken. It is doing exactly what 100,000 years built it to do. Now look at the afternoon your ancient clock is asked to keep. There is no noon shade here. There is a room lit the same flat brightness all day long. Light never tells the body what hour it is, so the body never gets its signal to rest. So the dip arrives, right on time, into a world that has no room for it at all. And what do we reach for? To beat a tide that cannot be beaten. We pour a hot, dark chemical over the falling wave and order it to rise again. The coffee works for an hour. Then the tide it held back comes in twice as strong. We answer the body's plea for a pause by drowning it in bright light and bitter drink. We have taken the one honest hour of rest the day was built around and outlawed it. And then we call ourselves lazy for feeling exactly what every animal under the sun feels. We flatten the turning day into one long bright hour that never moves at all. The morning peak, the afternoon trough, the evening lift, all paved over the same. We haul the falling body back upright by force and demand that it perform. And the harder we fight the dip, the more it takes back from us on the far side. The dip is not a defect in you. It is the ghost of the shade you can no longer find. Body keeps its old appointment faithfully. The calendar simply refuses to honor it. Here is the part worth sitting with. The crash is not the malfunction. The crash is the message. It is the oldest clock in you, striking the rest hour. Is saying what it has always said. The furnace is high. Step into the shade a while. Every creature that survives the heat obeys it. Only we argue with the sun. In the places that kept the old ways, the answer is simple. They call it the rest of the day. A short yielding to the dip, and then a second, brighter half of the day. For most of human history, this was not a luxury. It was simply how a day was shaped. Even a few minutes of true rest, in the trough, and the tide turns and lifts you again. We treat that message as an enemy to be crushed with caffeine and willpower. The wave does not lose. It only waits, and returns at the hour it always meant to. It does not want your whole afternoon. It wants a handful of quiet minutes. Give it that, and it hands the rest of the day back to you, brighter than before. Slow down at the top of the day. The body is not failing. It is keeping an ancient appointment. You are not weak, and you are not lazy. You are tuned to a light you can no longer see. The heaviness at 3 o'clock is not a fault in your character. It is a fact of your design. To rest at noon is not to fall behind. It is to keep faith with the animal you still are. It is the same wisdom that kept your bloodline out of the killing heat 100,000 times over. Every animal on earth knows how to yield to the noon. Only we have forgotten. The body is not asking for much. Only a little shade and a little pause at the top of the day. To let the noon be the noon. To let 1 hour of the day belong to rest again. The greatest minds knew this, and guarded their afternoon rest fiercely. Did not fight the dip. They used it, and rose from it sharper than before. The animal in you already knows how to stop at noon. It has known for longer than we have had clocks. So this afternoon, when the heaviness comes, try to hear it a little differently. Not as a failing. As a message from the oldest and wisest part of you. You were never broken. You were only built for a sun the office never lets set. If your own afternoons look a little different to you now, even for a moment, then you and I are after the same thing. This channel studies the ancient animal you still are, one quiet instinct at a time. Subscribe, and I will see you over the next rise. If you want to follow the science, the names are waiting in the description below. The furnace of noon, the tide of alertness, and the shade we forgot how to take.